Hey everybody, welcome back to an all-new episode of 10 to Life. My name is Annie Elise, and today we are talking, like always, all things true crime. And the case that we're talking about today is the one all about the American Idol murder. Because the truth is, this case is all over my feed, so I know that it's on yours as well. I'm sure that you even saw some headlines over the weekend or throughout the week. There were a lot of them, like, Christian mother and teacher found dead as police hunt homicide suspect in Ohio home invasion. Another one of wife of former American Idol contestant killed in apparent home invasion. So this case is not only filled with horrifying details, but it also has the internet buzzing with speculation. So as your true crime bestie, it is my duty. I had to research, and I am here to do the full, complete, thorough deep dive to give you everything that we know so far. But before we jump into it, guys, please take a quick moment, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, and we are going to jump right in. At 2:31 a.m. on Monday, February 16th, 2026, officers were dispatched to a home on Cunningham Court in Tip City, Ohio. Now, this was in response to a reported burglary, a call that had come in saying that there was a resident inside the home who had been shot in the head.
Going to be in Cunningham Court. Someone broke into the RP's house, unknown if they're still there. Garage door is open. RP and juvenile daughter are locked in a bedroom. Just a correction, the juveniles are going to be in their own rooms asleep currently. There was apparently a female shot in the head. Is not responding currently.
Dispatch to Tip City Medic 31.
Good. Dispatch.
We have officers arriving on scene. They're requesting that you stage at the upper room church.
You're clear. We'll be staging at the church.
Now, once the officers arrived, they found the victim. 37-year-old Ashley Flynn. She was in her bed and she had 2 apparent gunshot wounds to the head. And what's horrifying is that Ashley's husband, Caleb, and their 2 children, they had been inside this house at the time of this, what appeared to be home invasion took place. But luckily, they were unharmed. So first, the police secured the scene and they set up a perimeter. Then, crews used a police canine, a drone, different tactics so that they could search for suspects. Either they had fled on foot, maybe they were still in the neighborhood. They wanted to just see if they could catch whoever had fled this home and who had done this to Ashley. However, investigators were unable to locate any suspects. Now, Tip City is a small, tight-knit community, and it is rooted in Christian values with very low crime rates. Not much happens there. I mean, maybe some property damage or a DUI here and there, but a homicide? Not in Tip City. So when word began to travel around town that somebody was murdered in a home invasion, the community was understandably completely shocked. And when they found out that it was Ashley and Caleb's house, they were completely just distraught and devastated. See, Caleb and Ashley were basically local celebrities in their own right in this town. Everybody knew them. They were a huge part of their local community. Ashley was a graduate of Tip City High School, and she also volunteered at her church, Christian Life Center, and Caleb was a pastor at the church. Ashley was also a dedicated teacher with LifeWise Academy. She was also a beloved substitute teacher and 7th grade volleyball coach. Just a devoted wife, a devoted mother, one of the nicest people that you could ever come into contact with, and just really poured herself into her students, her community, everything. Caleb, as I mentioned, was a pastor, and he was the son of Pastor Mike and Kim Flynn of Open Arms Church of God, a very popular church in Minnesota. He graduated from high school in 2005, and he was the starting guard for the 2004 and 2005 state championship basketball teams. So here you kind of have almost these wholesome all-American people who, in their 30s and stuff, and just devastation throughout the neighborhood when they heard the news. The 2 of them had met back in 2010 while they attended college together at Lee University in Cleveland, Tennessee. The 2 of them bonded over their love of religion, their love of music, and Caleb ended up graduating with a pastoral and music ministry degree, then moved to Ohio and secured a job as a pastor at the Living Word Christian Church. So the couple became very actively involved in the ministry, and the 2 of them eventually married there in 2013. However, being a popular pastor at a megachurch is not where Caleb got his claim to local stardom and local fame throughout his neighborhood. See, shortly after getting married, Caleb auditioned for the 12th season of American. Wholesome, right? Loves his wife, loves music, loves ministry, just seems like an all-American guy, that typical cliche. Now, although his appearance on American Idol was short-lived, he continued to pursue his love of music, often releasing music on his YouTube page. So now with Hollywood in the rearview mirror, Caleb and Ashley continued to focus on their faith-based marriage. They settled into a single-family home in Tip City, had 2 children, and Caleb began leading worship services at the church in Cleveland.
When I am weak, you are strong. When I fall short, you're merciful.
So on the surface, they were the perfect couple. They had it all. Until Ashley was murdered in her own home. And now that I've given you the backstory, it's time to talk about those horrific events that took place. Although before I continue, I do have to warn you that what I'm about to play for you, it is dark, it is twisted, and it is pretty haunting.
Oh my God.
Miami County, 911.
Oh my, somebody broke into my home. Somebody broke into my home and shot my wife.
Are they still in there?
I don't know.
Okay, what's the address?
932 Cunningham Court, Pitt City, Ohio. Please hurry. Please hurry.
Okay. What are you seeing?
My wife she's got 2 shots to her head. There's blood everywhere. Oh my God. Sir, please.
Ma'am, I need you to take a deep breath, okay? Do you still see anybody in the house?
No, the door to the garage was wide open. Please hurry, please. Oh my God. My daughters are here. My daughters are here.
Where's she at?
She's in the bed.
Are you with her?
I am in the room. I'm looking at her. Yes, please.
Okay. Do you guys have the door locked?
We have the doors to the garage locked, but into the house, yes. Please. Oh my God.
Where's that room at in the house? My partner's getting them dispatched, okay? But I need you to answer my questions so I can get you help as fast as I can, okay?
What question?
Where are you guys at in the house?
I'm in the bedroom with her right now.
Okay.
My daughters are in their room.
So you are not with the children?
I was with the children when it happened.
Okay, but you're not with them now?
No, they're in their room. They're not even awake. Oh my God. Sir, please.
They are heading that way, okay? I need you to take a deep breath for me. Are you hearing anything?
No, I've rubbed her leg and said her name. She's not answering.
Okay. Your daughter's not answering you?
I'm sorry. No. Hold on, I'm putting on her shirt. What'd you say?
Your daughter's not answering you?
No, they're across the room.
Okay.
In their room.
Okay. Are you hearing any kind of noise inside the house?
No, her face is white as good ghost. Please hurry.
Okay. Whose face?
My wife's face.
Your wife's face?
The one who was shot.
She was what?
Shot, I said.
Okay, where was she shot at?
In the head. I hope there's blood everywhere.
Okay, is she breathing?
I don't think so. Ashley, baby, please. Oh my God, she's not.
Okay, she's not responding to you?
No. Oh my God.
Okay, do you see anybody in the house now?
No, it's pitch black and the doors are locked. The door leading to the garage door was wide open when I ran in there. Oh
okay, do you see any kind of vehicles?
No. Wait, no. The door. There's a side door in our garage door that's open by the. Oh my God.
Okay. Okay, I need you to just take a deep breath for me, okay? They're getting to you as quick as they can. Is that door still open?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
What do I do?
Is she breathing at all?
I don't think so. There's 2 shots to her head.
Okay. if you are comfortable, I want you to go and find a cloth, and I want you to put a cloth on that gunshot wound, okay?
Like a towel?
Yes, like a towel, but do not apply direct pressure to it. Just put it on that blood wound, okay?
Okay. Oh, my God. Oh, my, okay.
I need you to just take a deep breath for me, okay?
Okay.
Just get that cloth, and I want you to put it on that wound, but don't apply direct pressure to it, okay? They're coming to you as quick as they can, okay?
I just laid it on her head.
Okay. Where are the juveniles? Are they okay? Have you checked on them?
I haven't checked on them.
Okay. Can you go check on the juveniles for me?
The police is here.
Okay. Can you go check on the juveniles for me?
Wait, the cops just pulled over. They just left.
Okay. I need you to go check on the juveniles for me, okay?
They're still sleeping.
Okay, you still see them breathing? You don't see any wounds on them?
No. The cop just pulled away. Sir. The cop is here.
Okay, I want you to... Okay, open the door for him so he can get into her, okay?
Okay, he's coming to me. Sir! What? I don't know. The door to the garage door was wide open. I'm her husband. No, I don't think so. Yes. Good. Her head.
Yes,
Okay.
Hey, ma'am, do you still have me on the phone here?
It's wide open.
Okay.
And I went here, and then there's a door all the way to the right. That one's open. Behind it. Oh, my God. Yeah. Bring it. My daughters are in the bedroom over there. They're still asleep. Sure. Have you checked the 911? Yes. No, every door. Listen. Oh my God! Oh my God! Oh my God! Oh my God!
Okay, so let's just be real right now, and let's talk about a few things we know when it comes to true crime cases, okay? Our first thought is, it's the husband, right? Because, unfortunately, it's a story we all know far too well. But what really stuck out to me on this 911 call is the kids. I mean, there are people in your house with guns, and you just leave your kids in their bedroom? How do you not know if they're okay? How do you know what's going on? I mean, your wife isn't okay, so what makes you think that your kids are okay? And also, why are you sleeping on the couch? Like, what's going on here? I also think too that, to me at least, maybe it's just because I've listened to way too many 911 calls, the description and the series of events and like the timeline felt very buttoned up I don't want to say rehearsed, but maybe like rehearsed adjacent. So anyway, after responding to this 911 call, the officers immediately pronounced Ashley dead at the scene. Detectives also responded, and they contacted the Ohio Bureau of Criminal Investigation so that they could request an evidence processing team. They also made arrangements for Ashley's family to come get the couple's 2 elementary-aged daughters who had been sleeping inside when all of this happened. And once more family members arrived on the scene, Caleb then agreed to speak with the police officers. So he was taken to the Tip City Police Department, and he spoke with officers for quite a few hours before ultimately being released the following morning. Then, around 6 a.m., Tip City Police Chief issued the very first press release regarding the homicide, and they identified the victim as Ashley. Now, the tributes began to come in from all over the community. Her school, her church, her neighbors, her friends, all over, just this outpouring of love and support.
She was the type that had the spirit to make Tip City a vibrant community and a community that all of us enjoy living in.
She reflected the kindness of the community I'd like to see.
Our thoughts are with Ashley's family and friends and students, and also with our law enforcement as they go forward with this investigation.
Within hours, residents ended up even creating a colorful display of red and white ribbons all along Main Street in Tip City's historic downtown district. They did this to honor Ashley, and they even put alongside biblical messages. Meanwhile, other residents were expressing their concern and worry about their safety. They wanted answers. One neighbor even said that she was installing a security system. Now, this concern prompted the police chief to issue another press statement, and in it, he announced that in addition to the BCI and FBI, Miami County's Sheriff's Office and Miami County Prosecutor's Office were also assisting the Tip City Police Department. So he assured the community that Tip City Police would remain at the family's home around the clock and that they were confident that they would solve this case. Which, I mean, this was a huge case for Tip City, not only because of the victim, but because, like I said before, violent crimes are just not routine in this area. Everybody wanted answers, and the local news and journalists were just as interested. Some of them had even known Caleb and Ashley from different church events. They had interviewed Caleb about his former American Idol run. Everybody was invested in what happened here. They pretty much camped out in front of the house and just waited every single day for a chance to speak to Caleb or to the family members or to get any clues on the investigation. And that is when the story of the home invasion began to change. And it's also when rumors began to spread all throughout the town.
We are on the cul-de-sac where the couple lived, and you can see behind me, Tip City Police are still here, as well as Ohio BCI agents helping them gather evidence. And as we walk a little closer, this is the home where Ashley Flynn and her husband lived with their 2 daughters. Police say she confronted someone that came in the house without permission and ended up being shot and killed.
On Wednesday, February 18th, investigators were seen going in the side door to the garage on the north side of the house, as well as through the front door of the home. And at one point, investigators brought out an interior door, and they placed it in the back of a pickup truck that was parked on the driveway, yet inside the yellow police tape. And police started to realize something pretty interesting at this moment. The police never expanded the investigation outside of the home. Now think about this. People loved Caleb. I mean, he was a pastor at their church. They all trusted him. He was a man of God. Ashley and Caleb were also always together, always outside with their kids, playing, being outside in the neighborhood. In fact, Ashley even uploaded a picture on Facebook of all of them together from their Valentine's Day date just 24 hours before she was killed. So there was no way anyone within their circle could possibly believe that Caleb could have been responsible for this. But this is also where it gets interesting, because people had to be talking about it, because that very same Wednesday night, there was an open time of prayer with music at the Christian Life Center Church, and a vigil for Ashley was held. And shortly after it ended, the police chief issued another press statement. This time, it was to dispel rumors circulating that a suspect was in custody and that the suspect had confessed. That was running rampant, and he was like, no, nobody's in custody, nobody has confessed, like, that's not where we're at with this. He said, and I quote, "The release and spread of unverified information is not only untrue, but also deeply detrimental to the Flynn family and unfair to those involved in this investigation." Now, what could have prompted this statement? I mean, what could have truly happened at the church and vigil to make people think this? Was Caleb not there? I don't know. But what I do know is that on social media, The rumor mill was churning. Now, I don't want to speculate, and I obviously do not want to spread any misinformation or ruin anybody's life because, as we know, people are innocent until proven guilty in a court of law. But there were many, many posts on social media about Caleb's alleged infidelity. And more than that his affair partner could very well be another member of the church. Now, had that person not been present at the church service? I mean, in a mega church, these people are committed. They are there. They are, family, and they bond. And with Ashley so involved, I mean, I would think that everybody from the church would be there to support not only Ashley, but Caleb and their kids too.
Because I know and life is worth living just because you live. Oh, and life is worth living just because you live.
Now, there are plenty of pictures and videos of Caleb and his alleged affair partner online, but we can write that off easily, right? I mean, they work together, they sing together, they worship together. That all checks out. But you know what does ring a little bit suspicious to me? If you search for the alleged affair partner online, her photo and her job description come up on the church's website, but when you click onto the link of it, it says page not found, almost like it's been scrubbed off the church site entirely. Same with some previous social media tags for the church, which I find is very interesting. Maybe a glitch, but maybe not. Now, remember, the police chief did release that statement clarifying that they had nobody in custody, and this was at 10:30 p.m. that Wednesday night. But then the very next day, on Thursday, February 19th, Tip City Police booked Caleb Flynn into the Miami County Jail on preliminary charges of murder, also felonious assault and tampering with evidence. So it seems almost like they wanted to dispel that rumor, maybe not to tip him off, maybe not to make him flee, because then just the following day he was in fact arrested. Then the following morning on Friday, February 20th, Caleb appeared for his bond hearing at Miami County Court, and this was via jail video.
The court is now in session with the Honorable Judge Samuel Huffman presiding. You may be seated.
All right, this is case 26 CRA 285, Caleb C. Flynn. Mr. Flynn, you have several charges here. Count 1 is a murder charge, is a felony of the first degree. Count 2 is 2 and 3 are both felonious assault charges, second degree felonies. Count 4 is tampering with evidence, a third degree felony, and that's count 4. Count 5 is tampering with evidence, a third degree felony. Mr. Falker?
Your Honor, Mr. Flynn would tender pleas of not guilty and would ask for this matter to be scheduled for a preliminary hearing. Mr. Flynn is residing in Tip City. He doesn't own a commercial flooring company. He is not on probation or community control. He has no other charges pending against him and has no criminal history. We would ask the court to establish reasonable bonds.
Mr. Flynn, we're going to set your case for a preliminary hearing for next week on February 26th at 1 p.m. You do have the right to have an attorney represent you. If you cannot afford one, you can apply to the public defender's office and they'll determine if you're eligible for a court-appointed attorney. Do you understand all of that?
Yes, sir.
Is there anything you'd like to say to the court with regards to a bond in this case?
I'm so sorry you cut out there.
Is there anything you'd like to tell the court with respect to bond in this case?
I don't really understand that, so no,
okay.
Sir.
So the court has to establish a bond, sir, to ensure that your appearance, okay? So the court will establish a bond and you have the right to tell me, hey, I'm not a flight risk, I am a flight risk, or anything of that nature. Is there anything you would want to tell me about that?
Sir, I just want to take care of my daughters. I'm not at risk.
I understand. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Well, the court is going to order a $2 million blanket bond in this case, covering all of your charges. Should you post bond in this case, the court will order that you be on pretrial services electronically monitored house arrest. Furthermore, the court will order that you will have no contact whatsoever, directly or indirectly through a third party, with. You are not permitted to speak to them in any way, shape, or form. That includes electronic communications. You are not allowed to communicate through family members whatsoever. Do you understand all of that?
Yes, sir.
Now, something that really rubbed people the wrong way was when he said, sir, I just want to take care of my daughters. Because people are like, well, if you truly did kill your wife, obviously you don't care much about your daughters. And it just rubbed people the wrong way. But I also understand why he said that, because he is advocating his innocence and he does have 2 young children. However, the judge set his bond at $2 million. And even if he posts bond, he's going to be on house arrest with electronic home monitoring. He was also banned from having any contact with his kids, including contact through third parties or family members, which I think that that's pretty interesting, and that says a lot. He said he wanted to be home to take care of his daughters, yet the judge is saying you can't even contact your daughters. Now, like me, you're probably at this point where you're wondering, what was the motive here? Why would Caleb do this if he did it? Was somebody else involved? I mean, what could push somebody to shoot their own wife in the head while their 2 kids are sleeping down the hall? Well, let's break down some of the speculation that could have been a motive. Number 1, the infidelity. Now, some people say that there are leaked court documents that show this infidelity. However, because nothing official has been released, we are going to take that with a grain of salt. But those files allegedly show hundreds of text messages between Caleb and an unnamed woman. And one of those text messages in particular was one that Caleb allegedly sent at 12:42 a.m. This was the night of the murder. And this text went to this unnamed woman and it said, quote, "It's almost done." Now, that was just over 1 hour before the 911 call was made saying that Ashley had been shot. And if these text messages are real, they certainly point to a motive, sure, but more than that, premeditation. How can you text that something is almost done if it hasn't happened yet and if there's no premeditation and if it's somebody who's breaking in, right? Now, I don't want to add fuel to the fire, but just before I was about to record, I did find this 911 call from the mother of Caleb's alleged mega church mistress. Take a listen.
You know who it is?
No, it could be like news reporters or something. I don't know, but they're banging on the door. And like the Flynn case, my daughter is one of the worship leaders at our church, and so there's a whole bunch of accusations going on the internet about her, and she's been staying with me just out of safety and just fear of being home and stuff. And whoever it is, they just won't leave my door, and they're just banging and ringing the doorbell. I see like a man and a woman. They're not in uniform. They're in jeans.
Okay, are they white, black, Hispanic?
White man,
male and
white woman.
female?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, they just won't stop.
How long have they been there?
For like 5 minutes. This has been going on. No one stays that long and just keeps ringing and knocking. Please, guys, go to the bedroom.
And you don't recognize who they are?
I'm sorry?
You don't recognize them?
No, I don't recognize them at all. I would check my Ring doorbell.
Okay. What is your name?
And the reporters have been like at our church and stuff like that too. So it could be. No. Come on.
I mean, it's pretty interesting, right? I don't know. What do you make of it? Now, the second motive could be a potential pregnancy. And I want to address this because there is a rumor going around that Ashley may have been pregnant at the time of her murder, which, going back to some of those alleged leaked court documents, one criminal complaint reads, quote, "Before me, a notary public for the state of Ohio, a peace officer authorized to administer oaths, or clerk of the Miami County Court of Troy, Ohio, came Detective Morgan, who's being duly sworn, states that on or about February 16th, 2026, one Caleb Flynn in the city of Tip City, County of Miami, state of Ohio, did purposely cause the death of another or the unlawful termination of another's pregnancy." Now, there is a lot of confusion about the, quote, unlawful termination of another's pregnancy verbiage. I would think that if Ashley was pregnant, Caleb would be charged with 2 counts of murder, not just Ashley, but that could be because the baby wasn't born yet, and I don't know what the rules are, if the baby takes a breath or not in Ohio, or how it really works. I don't know if it's different state to state, but I can't really confirm or deny anything just yet because the Tip City coroner has denied all requests for the autopsy report. So maybe it will come up later, but for now, I don't really think that a potential pregnancy was a motive, but we did see something very similar with Chris Watts, right? Not that the pregnancy was the motive. I think his desire to be with Nicole was the motive, but the pregnancy meant that you were going to be locked in probably even longer. And so I don't know. Now, in the midst of all of this, the investigation, the speculation, the shock of the arrest, Ashley's family has put out a statement expressing their grief and their love for Ashley, and also their confidence in the investigators who are handling this case. They said, quote, "Our hearts are shattered. Ashley brought endless light to our world, and we are trying to navigate this immense loss. Our family believes that this arrest was made carefully and not without serious consideration. After speaking with both local police and federal authorities, we trust the proper steps were taken and that the process is being handled appropriately. We kindly ask for privacy as we work through this complex situation. We are clinging to our faith, just as Ashley did each and every day." Now, there were a couple updates, so I needed to pause that video, then come back here with all the new updates. But before we get into that, I do want to just say, asking for privacy is beyond understandable. I mean, I can't even imagine what they're going through or how they're processing all of this. There's got to be so many different stages to their grief, and it's just unimaginable until you're in that type of position. I mean, first, the tragic loss of their daughter, then layer on top of that the betrayal from Caleb, and having all of this just playing out in the public. It's unbearable, and my heart just truly goes out to this family. Now, as I mentioned, while I was recording that previous video, this episode, there have been some new updates and some breaking news in the case that I want to address. Caleb Flynn was originally scheduled to have a preliminary hearing on Thursday, February 26th. Now, for those of you who are unfamiliar with the legal process, a preliminary hearing is sometimes called a probable cause hearing, and it's when a judge determines if there's enough evidence to move forward with a case to trial. So this court hearing would have essentially laid out the investigation's specific details. However, Caleb's defense team requested a hearing delay to wait for police reports and also some lab tests. So as of right now, in this moment, at the time of this recording, we only know a few confirmed details about the actual crime itself. We know that Ashley suffered 2 gunshot wounds and that the spent bullet casings that were left in the bedroom came from a 9mm handgun. We know that Caleb owned a 9mm handgun that was reported missing earlier. We know that a home invasion was staged. And we also know that Caleb was ultimately arrested and charged with Ashley's murder. And it's not just the public who is being kept in the dark about the investigation. Even Caleb's lawyer doesn't have the facts yet. And here's what he had to say about the motion to delay the hearing.
Well, he hasn't been indicted for anything yet. And of course, he is presumed innocent at this point in time. And I know that there are a number of things that are yet to develop. And I think it's premature to talk about those things. So as far as what he's charged with, I think this is in the investigation stage. We're simply going to review what the actual facts are from the government's perspective, and then we are going to analyze whether or not they can prove what they believe to be true. It's one thing to have a theory, and it's another thing to have proof. Those are two different things. We are happy to represent him. He is looking forward to defending the case, and we will analyze it as thoroughly as we are able, and decisions will be made in the future.
In that same interview, he also confirmed to a local news station, WDTN, that Caleb's hearing will take place on March 26th. He also said he doesn't understand why this case is so high profile, but that he attributes it to social media, saying people read Facebook and they read other social media stuff out there like it's the gospel, which I have a little bit of an argument with that. Yeah, I'm sure social media is playing a bit into it, but also it's high profile because your guy was peddling his talents on American Idol and he made himself high profile. Also, a pastor of a church, a potential mistress, a megachurch, a weird phone call that nobody thinks, like for the 911 call, that nobody feels like makes much sense. That's what's making it high profile. Not people reading it on social media and be like, oh my God, this is crazy. Like, It's your client, bro. It's your client. Speaking of literal social media gospel, in Christian Life Center's live stream, Pastor Hansen made some wildly suspicious church announcements during the iSaturday's sermon, before then abruptly removing the video after the live concluded. But don't worry, because you know I got you, and I downloaded the video for you as soon as he said it. Watch this.
I want to thank you, our church family, for the prayers, support, and love that you've shared with me and our staff. We are deeply grateful to rely on God's comfort, abundant grace, and wisdom during these past few emotionally challenging days. I also want to inform you that one of our worship leaders submitted her resignation without explanation. We do not know why. Pastor Josh Bonslar will continue to oversee and lead weekend services, tech, and worship, as he has for these past few years. We continue to support, care, and pray for Ashley Flynn's family. She and her extended family mean a lot to me personally and to our church. Her life and faith have impacted thousands, maybe tens of thousands, maybe hundreds of thousands. We will continue to fully cooperate with law enforcement as they carry out their difficult work during this ongoing investigation. And the one thing I respectfully ask from each of you is to guard hearts, to resist the temptation to speculate or gossip. Much of this is fueled by social media posts from individuals with no direct knowledge or facts. Unfounded rumors only make the situation worse, and each of us are called to love, mourn, care, and keep our eyes fixed on Jesus.
Now, I have to say, at first when I saw this, I was kind of like, it's weird that he's announcing their name, the alleged affair, the resignation, the church's cooperation with the police investigation. I mean, I understand that it's high profile, but it felt like an overshare, especially if we're delaying the hearing and if we are responsible for making it high profile, all the people on social media. But then it reminded me of a story. I didn't witness this personally, but my husband did. At a local church here in California that we used to go to, there was a big scandal, I guess you could call it. When was it? Probably 10 years ago now, I think, where the pastor had cheated with one of the wives of either another pastor or a churchgoer. I can't remember the whole thing. But basically, it was this huge scandal. Everybody found out about it. So then literally the next Sunday, the other pastor, another one for the church, went on and during the sermon addressed it and basically said how that guy's no longer a part of the church, how he was a sex addict, how naming everybody who was involved. And I'm just like, this feels a lot like airing dirty laundry. And I get when it like weaves in with the church, you need to address certain things, but I don't know. Why are churches so scandalous sometimes? So there's a lot going on. We also have been working on getting certain documents for you guys in this case. It looks like we may have them by the end of this week, if not possibly the following week. So I definitely will do an update video to this as we continue researching and get our hands on those documents, because I think that those specific docs are going to blow this whole thing wide open. So make sure if you are not subscribed yet, hit the subscribe button. You won't want to miss it. And I am curious to know from you, what do you make of the 911 call? What do you make of the whole situation? Do you think Caleb is responsible, or do you think that there's more to the story here? Let me know what you guys think in the comments. As always, thank you so much for tuning in to another episode of 10 to Life. And until the next one, stay safe.